All right, we're here with Jake, and we are gonna record some of his games. He might be able to get on Skype in a min. I'm sort of wanting to try playing Rebuild on this board. It's pretty tough. I think no matter what you do, a double Hermit opening is good. This is an okay draw. It would have been slightly better with a second copper, so I could tax something, but it may not matter. He opens Estate trashing Hovel, which I don't think is good. Because, like, you can just play a Hermit and get this effect. And then you have a Hermit. And then maybe you have a Madman. I don't think this is good at all. Anyway, we're going to trash the worst shelter here, which is Necropolis. We're going to gain a Guide. We're going to pick up silver here. The Hovel's nice to have because sometimes it trashes itself. I think you do have to buy some estates here. I think that's a thing you have to do. Buy or gain oppo. But the Ogi is important to keep around. It gives you something to do with your rebuild. Let's get this. Now, I think another silver is approps. That's short for appropriate. I'll be getting rebuild here, and then I'm gonna need to gain an estate here shortly. I still have the Ogi, which is nice. What's he doing? He seems like he's just behind because yeah, I really don't like his opening. Tax estate. I don't think it makes that much difference what he taxes. I really don't think it's worth it to tax anything 3 or less here because like Hermit's a card. All right, this is pretty good. Should I trash this Ogi? I'm not gonna draw much that makes my turn, but actually, if I draw a silver, my turn is a lot better. I'm definitely gaining a state off of Hermit regardless. I actually think I will trash this because one of these two is a silver, right? I have 50-50 of hitting 5 for rebuild. I will go for that. I mean, this is 2 rebuild plays just to get it into a 5er. Rebuild is really tough to play on this board. I would kind of like a Madman. I guess I'll get that if I don't hit 5. Let's go for this though. Sweet, we got there. Second rebuild. We're in good shape as long as we don't draw estate with rebuild. All right, this is interesting. I think I'm gonna save the Madman, play the Hermit, gain estate. I need more than 1 rebuild target in my deck. That's very important. And like, you're never gonna get them stuck in your deck. There's 2 piles that cost 5 here. But 1 more turn of like building for a little bit and exchanging this Hermit, which is not really good anymore. I'm done gaining estates. I would rather be buying 5ers at this point. Let's do this. Okay, no rebuilds. It's a little unfortunate, but it's fine. I think I'll pick up Distant Lands here. Distant Lands and Duchy are pretty much the same thing, except Distant Lands has this option, which is usually a good option to take by playing it if you can, and Duchy is worth points right away in case the game's about to end. I could actually cycle this. There's 2 rebuilds in here. Yeah, this is why I have the guide. Let's do it. And for 4, what do we do? Tax rebuild again? Sure. Let's really make him hurt. So yeah, every once in a while you draw a hand like this where it's like you kind of want to play Rebuild before Madman, because even though you draw one less card, you minimize the chances of drawing all of your Rebuild targets with the Madman. And also, like, Madman usually gives you too many cards. You usually hit like 6 or 7 and have a bunch of crap in your hand. And like, drawing one less card with the Madman usually doesn't hurt all that much. It's not like I'm not going to hit 5 here. I'm going to cycle pretty much the same amount by playing this Rebuild. So I will play the Rebuild first. I'll do that. He still just has the one Rebuild in his life. He's going for Duchy, which, I mean, it really doesn't matter. But I do think that picking up Distant Lands is pretty good. It's like, I will play it. As long as I don't feel like I'm going to not have Rebuild targets. As long as I feel like I'm going to have Rebuild targets. I still think it's worth having, you know. Oh, he gets Swamp Hag. Okay, I guess he wants to try it out. I maintain that I don't think it's good, but sure, it's worth trying for science. So that's fine. Glide. We'll do this. And I think I'm just going to buy a Distant Lands. I need to have some rebuild targets in my deck, and there will be a rebuild in these cards. And playing the Distant Lands is certainly better than not. It's like you play a rebuild, and you get 4 points in the best case. But you play a Distant Lands, and you get... Or no, you play a rebuild and you get 3 points in the best case. You play Distant Lands, you get 4 points. And like, what are you giving up? You're giving up an action, which didn't matter most of the time if you're thinking about playing the Distant Lands. I could guide this. This is fine, though. This hand is fine. One in a state. And this will be Distant Lands. Things are going decently well. Oh no, he has a Duchy, and I don't have a Duchy in my deck. Snapperoo. Okay, I can safely play this Madman because I think I only have the one Distant Lands. Oh, I have an estate. There's an estate in here. I have to play the rebuild first. And what is this? Oh, he Swamp Hacked me. Excellent. So we'll do the estate, then we'll play the Madman, and now we can do this thing. Doesn't matter. And I'm pretty sure I'm just going to tax here. So, like, what can I do that actually hurts him? He doesn't appear to be going for rebuild anymore. Or is he? I mean, he has a rebuild in his deck. I guess he's going to use it. But how does he win? He needs to buy some provinces, right? I could either tax gold or Swamp Hag. He still has a Hermit left, too. So taxing anything 3 or below doesn't really make sense to do. I think I'm just going to tax the gold. Like, so what if he gets Swamp Hags? I'm really not afraid. I have 2 rebuilds. I can end the game. I have points. I have a huge points lead. I'm not worried. Yeah, we'll tax the gold. And we're going to call the guide here. This is not a good hand. There's 0 rebuilds in it. This is much better. I'm probably buying an estate, right? I don't have anything left. I should have not named province. I should have named something else. But I don't know. I'm winning by so much. This doesn't matter. I could just mill provinces from here, actually. That might be better than buying the estate. In which case, this is like super BM. I have plenty of points to win the game with. Let's just end it quickly. I really wish there was at least an autoplay where it wouldn't make me pretend to think. I mean, pretend to think is not something that ever should have been coded. It's inconsistent and it's like confusing and not worth spending development time on. But, you know. Okay. I'm safe in playing guide before rebuild. In fact, I think I should, because probably increases my chances of drawing second rebuild here. So I would buy a duchy if given the opportunity. Actually, I guess it would be it doesn't matter, duchy or distant lands. It never has, it never will. And here we are. Yeah. I'll get the duchy. It does not matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, we'll be taxing here. I don't I don't see how he can win. I don't think it matters what I tax. I'll just tax something random. This is a wonderful hand to guide. Yeah, so there's a number of things going on here that are different than normal rebuild games. And this kingdom really likes to poke at them. Woo! Okay, so he gets a Gladiator, which is basically the same thing as getting a silver, I suppose. But maybe sometimes he gets a gold, especially with the shelters around. That's not crazy. Next turn, I'm kind of unlikely to have 4. I'm between taxing and getting my Madman now, or buying an estate, which seems real bad without a rebuild or a silver in the deck. I guess I could get one of these 3 costs and take a debt, but I don't know. I have a chance next turn of maybe him taking the debt off one of these piles, or I also have a small chance of hitting 4 and having the debt not matter. Also, the Hermit could miss the shuffle, in which case I would want that Madman in my deck. So we will tax. Now, do I have any idea what he plans to do? No, I don't. So I guess since I've internally decided that I'm playing rebuild this game, I guess I'll tax the gold. Okay. He place is Necropolis. This signals that he's not playing Rebuild, I think. I don't see why you would want to do this if you were playing Rebuild. I would just play the Hermit and trash the Necro in that case. So I think this means he doesn't want to play Rebuild this game. Yeah, buying a silver here pretty strongly signals that as well. But hey, I can do some stuff here. I did get a Madman already. I think I'm just going to pick up 2 silvers here. So that worked out pretty well. I will trash the Ogi and gain an estate. It's better than not doing it, and I think I do want to gain the estate. I guess, do I want to keep the Ogi around? Drawing a card, yeah, it's the same thing as last game. I do have a small chance of drawing a silver, which makes his hand a lot better. Oh yeah, he Yosel so hard. So now he gets a rebuild. I remember the first few games I played, like, it seemed like this money thing and this rebuild thing ran together, and that's because rebuild is so different here. It's kind of hard to parse it. So, like, I've played a lot of games against a bot where I did a lot of this kind of stuff without much focus, and I'm convincing myself that focusing is something you want to do here, because, like, it's a rebuild board. There was a post on the... Oh. There was a post on the Wake Up Meeples forums where I think it was Tracer who said that playing big money should be a rebuild here, and he gave a big money strat that's pretty good. I will save this Madman. It's not going to make this turn that much better. I do need another rebuild target, but I think I might just pick up the second rebuild anyway and YOLO it. It feels really bad to do it, but I really want to get the second rebuild. Okay, so now I'm going to buy a Distant Lands. Now I have Estate and Distant Lands in my deck as targets, Distant Lands being in the discard. So even if I do draw a rebuild and an Estate here, which is kind of likely, I'll have that. And then if I manage to only draw 1 rebuild next turn, then I might be able to just like buy or gain an Estate. So that's pretty good. Gladiator mattered. Got there. So I can Madman for the cards before playing Rebuild. I know that these 4 are not green, so there's no point in saving it. I think I do want to play the Madman. I can Hermit gain an Estate and rebuild it on this turn if I play the Madman, which is great. So yeah, we're starting with this, and then I think yeah, it's just a pretty simple play, right? I'm not going to draw any cards, and I do want to do the thing. So we'll do this, that, and then it doesn't really matter. I guess I'll do this because I'm going to rebuild one of the Distant Lands anyway. Doesn't matter what I name first. Okay, I can see why Guide is good. I wish Jake could get on Skype, but he said he's having an issue and he's having to re-download it. So maybe we'll get him in a minute. I have 2 rebuilds, which I kind of think is enough for the rebuild deck, but maybe a third is okay. I do have an Estate and a Distant Lands in my... No, that's not enough targets. That's why the third rebuild I don't think is super great here. Let's just get a distant lands. Huh. I wasn't paying attention to my hand and thinking about this. I do kind of want this Hermit out of my deck. He's not very good anymore, but I'm not going to pass up a $5 buy for it. I think I might guide this. I mean, I could Hermit and then Ball and get some other stuff, but that's gross. I'm getting 3 small things, which are not very good. And also my -$ token, which feels pretty bad. Just to have a Madman, which isn't fantastic. I guess I'll do this. Now I've got a lot of targets, which is good. I'll be playing this distant lands. I still have an estate in my deck, right? Pretty sure I have one. Don't care all that much. If I had the estate, it would be smart to name distant lands here, but I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I have it, though. But it also doesn't matter very much. So, you know. Okay. Well, I don't want to buy an estate now. So I guess we'll just tax something. Yeah, I do have the estate. Can I guide this? I can. I want to. There are 0 rebuilds in this hand. This is better. I approve. Okay, this is a good opportunity to get rid of my Hermit. So I'll tax something. How is there not an estate in my discard? Did I just like, I went through like all of my deck. Okay. I already have 2 guides, which seems like a lot, but I sure like having guides, and I do have this lead that I don't think I'm going to lose. Let's just get another one, and then we'll tax something. And what's that going to be? I don't think it matters at all. Provinces, ha! This is a great hand. I am pleased to see it. It's a rebuild and a distant land. I should try and remember how many distant lands I have in my deck. I'm pretty sure I have another one. I will play the rebuild first, though. I have a Madman, too. Ooh, alright. Sweet. Got some points now. I think I just taxed something, right? He needs to buy more victory cards in order to catch up. I guess I'll just tax Duchy. This doesn't matter very much. I feel pretty good about my chances at this point in time. Okay, so he's basically conceding. That's fine. I accept. Actually, if you look at this, I basically won by those distant lands that I played. I don't remember ever milling a province with a rebuild. So I guess if these were duchies, I mean, I still would have won, but it did make my deck better, which is not to be ignored. That's also kind of results oriented. Maybe this doesn't mean all that much by itself, but I still think that distant lands is better than duchy unless you think the game is gonna end. Hey.
Yeah, what's up?
Nothing. I don't see any reason not to record it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, it looks like the Swamp Hag doesn't have time to pay off. I was thinking the Swamp Hag would be good in big money.
It might be okay on 5, I guess.
That's
but
what I was thinking, is like it helps you buy a province. That's the entire point of it.
Maybe Swamp Hag could work its way into big money. I guess that's not impossible. I think that I mean, it's definitely only good on exactly 5 because I think gold is way better. The attack just doesn't seem to hurt rebuild all that much.
Not a whole lot, no. It never came up because like I had it out on you, and if like and you ended up buying a tax that turn anyway, so you didn't even take the curse.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna see ball being relevant here.
You got a 5.
Yeah, 5-2. I could
I think the
get an
rebuild
estate.
player probably wants a gladiator at some point, right? Like, I don't know. I would open gladiator over silver.
I mean, I think you open double hermit if you're playing rebuild.
Double hermit.
Here, take that. What are you gonna do about that, brah? How's that double hermit opening feel?
Feels like I am going to try the big money strategy.
That doesn't open double hermit. Ha! Double hermit opening! Blech! Wow, this draw is terrible. I have 0 hermits in my hand and it feels bad.
Oh god. This kind of is really annoying having the debt on the hermit, by the way. Like,
that makes me feel good about this -$1 token that is really, really bad for me right now. Actually, I think I might buy an estate here and take the debt. Is that bad? That's probably bad.
Fuck off.
It's probably fine. Oh, you tax the estates. I guess I'm not doing that anymore. Am I taxing hermits again? Yes.
Oh god.
That's happening.
Let's discard those, and you can put those back. Damn it. I need to hit 5.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard, bro. It's gonna be hard to do. I think you should just bite the bullet and take the hermit. It's the best card for your deck.
Design. Like, I don't know what to do if your opponent opens 5, because like
as bad as things are for you, they're not that great for me either.
But like,
no, I've played 0 hermits. Like... I've played 0 hermits. I don't have any good cards. Like I have 2 hermits added to my deck, and
I'm in that exact same position, except I don't have any hermits in my deck.
Like, but you have an oracle that you decided to open with.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could get silver here. Silver's not awful. You could
Silver's not
tax
terrible.
something that I want. You
I'm
could tax
thinking it's
rebuild.
probably silver, but I hate you.
Oh, it feels so good. Do I madman this? I have one shelter left that I want to trash. I would kind of like a madman. Do I tax the hermits again? I still think hermit is really good for him. What else am
Well,
I gonna do? Tax gold? Okay, I'll tax gold. Next
yeah,
time
I
we'll
mean,
get
I
the
think I've
hermit.
decided I'm only getting hermits on ball.
Oh yeah, I guess. I guess that's reasonable.
You can discard
There,
the.
there doesn't seem to be much of a point in taxing the hermit up to 7 when it's already at 5.
Seems a tad overkill. Um,
Just a smidge.
yeah. Yeah, so I interestingly the video I uploaded of my matches
Oh, you
against
skipped my hermit
Sepix
with
on
your one.
Friday, they just came through. So like I left it uploading and then I drove down to my girlfriend's house and spent the night there and they just uploaded like this morning. So my upload speed is garbage. Is what
Wow,
I
I thought
figured.
mine was bad.
Yeah, no, it took like almost 24 hours to upload that video.
How do you know how big the video was? Was it like super high resolution?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it what, 2 hours?
Hour 47, yeah. What am I taxing?
You might
Hermit.
tone down the resolution. I upload everything in 720p, and a 2 hour video takes maybe three and a half hours for me to upload, which is ridiculous. Like I switched service providers, and they told me that I wouldn't be getting worse than what I had with my old one, and that was a lie. I'm gonna see if I can get my old one to pay me out of this contract with the new one. I think they will.
Okay, that's fair. Um. So like, I'm considering milling your coppers just because copper is one of the better cards in your deck right now, and
Copper is not rebuild.
this is true. But you only have one of the. Yeah, I'm putting the coppers back. Okay. But yeah, I also made some edits to the video, and those didn't come through. So that's weird.
You make them on YouTube?
Yeah.
I haven't used their editor, so I can't speak to it.
It's meh.
I mean, it's free, so
yeah,
that's something.
Well, these draws have been kind of garbage. I keep getting
mine
exactly.
Have not been great.
I keep thinking like, okay, this is fine as long as I don't, and then it happens.
Let's get Distant Lands here, just to make sure that I have another rebuild target in the deck, just in case this garbage happens.
I get a rebuild! Finally!
Boom.
I love rebuild! Yes! Colliding Hermits again! This is exactly what I wanted.
I would rather not trash the Distant Lands, and we can make sure it doesn't happen. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we can name the Distant Lands here. Yeah, I'd rather have 2 Distant Lands than have Estate Province. And now I have $4. Kind of like a guide, but those seem to be, you know, inconvenient to get right now. I guess I'll get another silver. Okie doke. Silver
time. Rebuild, name province, because it doesn't really matter. Oh, I forgot I still have my overgrown estate. I guess I'd rather that happen than the other things that could have happened.
Yosel.
Wow,
you keep playing that Necropolis, man.
Well, I actually, I have 2 hermits in hand, so it actually, so it actually was kind of lucky because I had collision of hermits, and then I trashed the Ogi, and then I drew this Necropolis. So now I get to play both my hermits.
Are you gonna trash 2 other cards?
No, but I'm gonna play both my hermits. Gain stuff.
Okay, so you're getting 2 madmen. You'll have no more hermits left unless you gain one here, which I think you probably should, because you still need to get rid of this stupid Necropolis. I don't know. I think I would have trashed the Necro, but I don't know. I guess I haven't been paying super close attention to your deck.
Yeah, but have you also considered fuck you?
No, I haven't.
I'm just saying, you got to give that some thought. Like,
All right,
there are
I'll
things
think
you
about
got to
it.
keep in mind for high level Dominion.
Yeah. Yep. See, this is why you're the co-host of the podcast, because you bring this extra perspective that like you're just not
Yeah.
gonna get from me.
It's like
Even though I'm world champion, like that
Adam,
doesn't mean I know
screw
everything.
off.
There's an Ogie on top of my discard pile. That's because there's still an Ogie in my deck.
I don't think trashing the Necropolis is so important that I don't just get a guide here.
Okay, man.
If I really need to not have these be madmen, I could buy a copper, but I am thinking I'd rather do this.
That sounds real bad. Not getting 2 madman and getting a copper? That seems very sad.
As we discussed, I don't think taxing anything up to 7 is relevant at any point. Unless it's maybe provinces.
Sure.
I could think about taxing distant lands, but I don't think that helps me.
I don't think it makes much of a difference. I think if you, I think you're either tax rebuild or you don't tax rebuild. Anything else isn't important.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the conclusion I came to first. Is like, okay, rebuild is my tax target, but like, I need to decide if that helps me. I have guides in my deck and you don't. But
I don't think that matters. I think it matters if you think I'm gonna hit 5 this turn.
I mean, I think it's not irrelevant because like if we both have a rebuild and I have cycling power, I have more rebuild capacity. So I'm gonna tax rebuilds.
Rebuild capacity? You mean ability to play rebuild or ability to buy rebuild?
Ability to play more rebuilds.
I don't see why that matters for taxing it. Like, I'm gonna get it if I hit 5. So I played that distant lands. I do have another one in my deck, so I'm not like itching to get an estate, especially because I have the Ogie, which I will be trashing this turn. Oh, I should just wait to see what I draw with the Ogie.
Ooh. Am I buying a province? I am thinking about that. Is that
rebuild?
Part of me wants to get the rebuild. All right, part of me. And then the other part of me is saying, wouldn't it be fun to lose on camera?
You don't do enough of that, do you?
No. Swamp Hag, gold.
Remember what we learned last game?
Shut up, Adam. Remember what we learned last game is screw off, Adam.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Jake, I think you should buy a rebuild.
I'm thinking.
Now, what did we learn last game?
Well, no, I'm just considering my options. Like, the rebuild seems like the best call,
but screw off Adam.
But screw off Adam, and also I could buy a duchy.
I mean, distant lands is just way better.
I mean, it's or distant. When I say duchy, I mean duchy or distant lands, like.
Right, and when I say way better, I mean it does not matter, but distant lands is maybe slightly better.
It has a marginal benefit, unless you're trying to mill out the game really quickly. Even then, probably doesn't matter.
So
Wait, what did I buy? Rebuild.
You got to rebuild. So,
yeah, I took my own tax debt. Wait, crap where you eat.
Rebuild number 2 has to be better than getting a madman there.
Okay. I'm going to name province. Sweet.
Nice.
I didn't have any. Well, I mean,
Did you draw the rebuild off the madman?
Yeah, and I mean I had all the the rebuild was already in my hand, and I already had
Oh
the.
yeah, you gotta track that deck there. You could have
Oh
prevented this.
no! I had my duchy in hand, and I probably
Oh, also.
I probably just shouldn't have played the Madman.
No, the Madman's great there. It turned a bad hand into a good hand.
Yeah, but it turned. But I drew the rebuild, and that was meh. So I'm thinking I need to buy
Okay,
duchy or distant lands at this point.
I agree. You have one rebuild target in your deck. Like you
Yeah,
definitely need more. I found when playing the bots that like you need to have two rebuild targets in your deck. Like it needs to happen. And if you don't, like you're just gonna end up playing rebuilds that do absolutely nothing.
hence.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Forgot. The entire purpose of guide was a hand like this. Okay. Am I okay with this? Yeah, I leave the guide on the map. Name province because it doesn't matter. Trash the distant lands, gain province.
It does matter because if you had named distant lands, then your rebuild would have been worthless.
Okay.
Hi,
Yeah.
Lexi. Lexi got a new toy. It's her flying pig. She likes it.
Get those out of there.
It has wings that crinkle and a squeaker that she hasn't broken yet, so she really likes that part. The thing in your hair, doggy.
Jessica says hi to Lexi.
Oh. Well, Lexi doesn't speak English, but if she did, she'd say hi back.
Sweet. Let's see. Another distant lands or another rebuild? I kind of like the next distant lands.
I haven't had much success with rebuild number 3, regardless if it's a mirror or not. But that's my own experience. Let's get guide number 2, and we'll do this, and we'll tax something that I don't know.
Distant lands, do it. I can feel it already.
I don't really want to.
My blood is boiling.
Me too, man.
Also, you could tax distant lands.
My blood is boiling. Yeah, we're basically the same here. Oh, but you did. No, you haven't played a distant lands, and I have. You have a province. Sure. We'll probably regret that. I tax distant lands.
Yeah, I think that was right, but also screw off.
Oh, good.
A rebuild and name province.
Nice.
Gain a province. Rebuild, gain. I could name province.
Do it.
And trash distant lands, gain province.
Nice.
And I need more rebuild targets in my deck now, but there's no like.
What am I? That estate. End up taking a debt.
I'm actually thinking about it. Oh God, am I about to do it?
I think you should.
Yeah, I think it's actually the best option.
I think it's good here.
Buy an estate for 5.
Yeah.
This is great. This is exactly like what I was picturing as my end game positioning was. At a certain point, I'm going to be so far ahead that I buy an estate for 5.
You're doing it, man. You're super doing it.
Yeah, guide is super good here. I was wrong.
Yeah, I think for rebuild it's good. I mean, guide's always good for rebuild, right?
Not always. It could draw your rebuild instead.
Well, then you don't. What? What are you saying?
I'm saying like you I don't think you put guide. Well, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying Oracle. My bad.
Yeah.
Guide and Oracle sound really similar over Skype.
Yeah. It's basically the same thing.
Top deck these, noob.
Oh, I have to play. This does not matter. Sorry, I didn't realize it was my turn to do a thing.
That's alright. Yeah. Next rebuild target.
Ooh, I could play 2 distant lands this turn, which is happening.
Oh.
And we're going to buy a duchy. Because I don't want to take any debt. Yup.
Yeah, so I think the conclusion we've come to so far is that you never buy distant lands with the intention of buying them, but distant lands has a marginal advantage over duchy in some circumstances because it has the option of playing them, right?
Yep, as long as the game doesn't end.
Am I buying another estate at this point? I don't think so, actually. I think I'd rather tax province. That was a really long shuffle. I was kind of hoping you didn't track your deck and played a dead rebuild or something.
Oh, sorry.
I should have taxed duchy, I think.
What do I need to do to win this game? I can get 3 more points off of playing rebuilds, which is probably not enough to win, right? Because I think he can actually get points. I think I need to get an estate here. I need to actually score more points in order to win this game.
Nah, dude, points are for plebs. I was thinking about actually calling guide on that hand, but I had a guide in hand, which probably wasn't a valid consideration. All right, let's tax duchies.
So now we're doing okay. We have 2 duchies that can be rebuilt. I have 2 guides on my mat, so I'm probably playing a rebuild a turn forever and ever. Amen. So I don't think there's much point in buying an estate here. I should have enough points to win if I can rebuild them both, which should be my focus. And it's going to be hard for him to win, especially because I'm going to tax something. I don't think it matters at all. I guess I'll tax duchy too. My plan doesn't involve buying duchies. Maybe I should tax a distant lands. It makes no difference. I'll just tax the distant lands. Mostly because he taxed the duchies. Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, shit. Yeah, that's just me screwing up.
Oh, do you have your estate in hand?
A duchy.
Oh, you have a duchy? I thought you had an estate. Oh, you rebuilt it. Okay, got it.
Oops.
I think you didn't want to mill the province there. It's tough to say.
I don't think it matters.
This hand has 0 rebuilds, so
I don't think it. I don't think it increases or decreases my chance of victory to do it. Like, I don't. If you play 2 more rebuilds and turn 2 more duchies into provinces, I'm gonna be screwed anyway. So I might as well set up a situation where I can end the game before you get to do that. Like if you do that and that province is still there, then I have a turn with a province in the pile, but I'm dead anyway. But like so.
I guess we're gonna get this estate. I'm just afraid of him rebuilding and then buying an estate next turn, and in that case, I would lose instead of tie if I did this. Okay, fine. If he can't get the province next turn, then I'm likely to just be able to win, even if I have to mill a province. If I get the estate.
By the way,
I should get the estate.
By the way, I was definitely hoping you would not buy that estate. Oh, cool! I have my duchy in hand. Nice.
There's that thug life of only having 1 rebuild target in your deck. Oh, you have 2.
I have that.
Fine. You wanted to do that anyway. Well, unless you wanted to accept a tie.
I wanted to win the game this turn. Or I wanted to...
That would have been real hard. You would have needed to rebuild and buy a duchy.
I wanted to either win the game or tie it this turn because, like, I don't. You have a guide on deck. Yeah, I'm gonna lose the game next turn. Ooh, yeah. You know what will save me is buying a silver.
Yep.
It's a really good card.
One of these last two cards is a rebuild, so I will discard this quite good hand to demonstrate that I can't track my deck.
Okay,
It's fine.
that's got to be GG, right? I can't. My only
It's tough for
weapon
him to
is
win. He needs to buy a province to win.
Yeah, that's not happening. But I might as well tax the provinces.
Yeah, stick it to the man. We'll end the game with a little bit of debt and a little bit of purple for that little splash, that color splash. Okay. That was a very strange game because of the opening.
Yeah, I think 2-5 puts you in a really strong position.
I think it depends on a lot of things. If you're first player and you have your 2 first, then that's okay, but you also have to take your minus token. But if you have a 5-2, then you can pay it off, but then you don't get options. It's weird. Okay. I don't think this matters at all. So I'm gonna pretend that this draw is leading me towards big money because now I like have to trash this Ogie in order to like play the Hermit profitably, which is fine to do, but I could just get 2 silvers, not have any estates. Oh, this is fine. This is fine. I still want to play rebuild. I still think rebuild's good here. Oh, I hit 5. Hi. Hi, 5. You're here, and I've hit you. Let's see if we can do this without silver, yeah?
Alright, one of these 2 cards is another Hermit, I think, so I'm I played my Necro and I'm trashing the Ogie. And do I draw it? Yes! I'm amazing!
What did you...
I had two cards in my deck. One of them was the other Hermit, so I played the
Nice.
Drew a card off trashing the Ogie. Only draw on this board, other than
full YOLO swag.
And the other forms of draw that are present.
Like Madman.
Yeah. Shut up.
Attacks. Oh wait, Beggar's draw. It requires village support, but there's Madman, so it works.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think it's silver. Am I overthinking this? I gotta be overthinking this, right?
Well, I'm gonna buy Estate Trashing Hovel unless I want to get a Madman, which I totally do. So we'll Chancellor. Oh, I have an estate. When did I get an estate?
So on this board, the debt and the minus token function exactly the same way, except that you get both of them.
I didn't mean to do this, but it worked out really well for me.
What'd you do?
I gained an estate off of that. Oh, because I saw I drew enough to get the rebuild. I'm so smart. I didn't even remember how smart I was. God, I'm good at this game. Okay. So I can make this into a Madman. Let's do that. Oh, and I can't even tax. I couldn't even gotten to the estate. I'm so good at this game. I could buy a copper. And buys.
I am getting a Swamp Hag.
I am Adam. I guess we're getting a second rebuild while we only have the one rebuild target in the deck. Like a boss.
Madman.
have gone pretty well.
I don't think I play this second Madman that I just drew. Get rid of that.
Yeah. I don't usually ever play the second Madman because, like, what's the point, you know?
Well, I don't have plus buy. Like, the point would be to have a better turn, but like the turn's
it
as
doesn't.
good as it's
really
gonna get.
make your turn better.
I'm gonna get a gold now. I actually do think that more I think about it, I think Swamp Hag is pretty good in big money here. Has to be, right?
Eh? I don't know.
Let's find out.
So, would kind of like to buy a Distant Lands here. I still only have the one rebuild target in my deck, and I do have a rebuild that's here.
You still have a Hermit in deck, right?
And also the Distant Lands is there. No, I don't.
Oh, okay. So the purple actually matters.
Yeah. I could ball, but, like, what am I going to do with that? I'm going to get, I don't know, an estate. That's definitely, or wait, no, I can't do that, right? Oh, I can't.
Estate. Estate Explorer.
I do have,
Estate Faithful Hound.
Yeah. Because then it's got that rebuild synergy, remember?
Yeah, because you can discard it and put it in your hand next turn.
Yeah,
and then you never have to draw the Faithful Hound because you're always discarding it, which is good because Faithful Hound is terrible.
Well, you do have to. You can't discard it once it's in your hand.
Ah, damn it! The deck falls apart.
It hard counters Oracle, though.
Yeah, it hard counters yourself.
They can't discard it for you. So then you can do it with your rebuild. It's so good. So is it ball or is it Distant Lands with a curse?
I think this is gonna have to be my last one. Just gonna need to start on breakfast.
Okay. I'll make sure I take as long as possible.
No, you're good.
Do you want to play it later today
at
any point?
Yeah, we can do that. Okay. I'm gonna discard this for you. You're welcome. And hit 10. I think I just buy the province. It was that or a gold, and I think the province is fine.
I get this delicious estate. Man, I'm just gonna draw this curse every turn the rest of the game. Which is fine, because it means I drew it with a rebuild. I'm just going to rebuild it, so I don't want to empty the Distant Lands from the supply. This matters so much. Oh, my G. Oh, I have a guide. It's fine. I drew the curse again.
I'm taxing Distant Lands? Yeah.
I'm going to mill 2 provinces.
Huh?
Yes. I guess I'm milling 2 provinces, and then am I going to take an estate with a curse? That seems so bad. I should just tax something. Get taxed, noob.
Okay, so the weird spot I'm in is that I buy the province, I think, but ooh, do I mill these? Yeah, that's all the money in my deck, so you can put those in your hand for next
Switch
turn.
the order.
Oh, good. I've got to play that Necropolis. So I probably do buy.
Holy crap.
I probably am buying the province. But that does mean that if you draw your 2 rebuilds next turn, you could win the game.
This is so degenerate. Like, I drew, like, everything every turn. It was unreal. These were amazing draws for rebuild. I got absurdly lucky.
Did you? I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not really sold on the swamp hag being good or bad for big money from
Yeah,
that.
I don't think it hurts rebuild all that much. Did you have
But
exactly 5?
I might have, I think. But like it helped spike province, but it also made me spike like 16 at one point and no buys.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we can get